Like structural bias for the NQ already. Breakdown. Nope. Very breaking down. Very short bias so far. Where's the gamma? Yeah. This thing can really dip. It's still going. Q's capitulating. That's probably the reason why. Like, Really seeing much to do here. It was a short right off the open, but it was a rather quick move. There's been a lot of selling on the way down. It started around 7668. I would assume if they can reclit above all this selling right here. What is this? Prior IBO? Get above that, they can start squeezing some sellers. But other than that, it's in favor. As long as they hold below that level right there around this area, 668. Sellers have control immediately. Above that, they start to feel some pain, but it wouldn't be long just yet. Q's in pre-fall right now, where it's yeah, a long way down still. They'll recover something or build some sort of support, right? Imbalance down the monthly. That all last night. It's like they're trying to reclaim 68's. That's a good start. Him reclaiming right here at 68. Not gonna be buying it right away. Certainly, see them hold this area. Or they the tape kind of goes neutral. See who takes control from here. Sellers need to hold below this to keep the momentum going down. And bulls need to hold above this to retest that VWAP. Friday lower. This is the area, like, if you want to be a short, this would be the spot to be adding to a short on a little bounce. Personally, I'm not going to be doing that, but the zone would be favorable to add to this big impulse down so the move can go back in favor of the current morning trend. But I'm going to see if they can do a squeeze long back into 84 and then go from there. You see that right at 668. Like I said, this is where the battleground begins. They're churning both ways. For the sellers hit the wire there. They keep hitting. See, as Eric said, it would be a line in the sand for them. They just hit the book again. Pretty aggressive there. Question is, does this aggression get paid or not? Because if it doesn't, then it's a good long. It might get squeezed. These sellers that push down, they get above back 6/8. I like it for a long. But we'll see. I don't like the weakness in the NQ. Wait to see if they can hold at least the midnight view up 70s. Otherwise, it's just going to continue in favor of the sell side. Volume's tapering off after having been strong all morning to the downside. See if this reverses here or accelerates. The sellers look like they want to be aggressive a little bit closer to the PDL. Not really here. They kind of tapered off right here. That'd be a good area to. If we reverse, and Q also should be putting in a bottom. That was the weaker one of the 3 different assets. Keep reloading sellers right there. 62. Gonna keep price imbalance down, see if it works or not. See it on the DOM, they're reloading. On the offer, this looks like a good spot for reversal if it doesn't end up pushing lower. I just don't know if they have enough fuel to push it past 678. Alright, we'll give it a shot here. Only 2 lots though. Tester. There's something. There's a very light volume, but keep it very tight. And as it reclaims, we'll consider adding more, but so that the volume's tapering off here. There's aggressive action here, but no one's being rewarded for their risk. So I like it for a long here. More lots. At 62, there's a lot of sellers reloading there, trying to push price below the value. See if they can trap them and push higher. There's just no continued volume, so I don't know if they have the ability to continue to push lower. It might just revert back to 70s. 670, but we'll see. no effort to reverse yet, so good. Probably more of a binary zone now. You see some effort, at least some action on the tape wake up. I don't see it. It's still kind of stuck here at 62. Which is a put wall as well. If this reverses, I might add more here as it holds. Alright, I won't be adding any more unless it actually shows strength now. But right now it's still not really teetering in the opposite direction. It's just kind of probing into the valley or low for the week. Sorry for the session, and then reversing. Another day of baldness inducing. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, this morning so far has been pretty fluid to the downside, right? So, no, too early to judge, in my opinion. NQ looks a little better this time around on the reversal. Goodness, what windows. I'll be right back. Disconnected. This live? Can you guys see me on the screen? I'll do this one instead. Where's the P&L curve? Lame. We're back to the 70s. Like I said, this is where I'll scale some. Where the imbalance was, where we kind of sold off from. Gonna scale half of it. I don't see any strong positioning on the bull side yet, but I'm just gonna risk this. If it goes higher, God bless it, but I don't have high conviction on the longs just yet. Let's de-risk the position. Now if I get stopped out, I lose none. The exposure to the upside in case it wants to blow up. Hey man, welcome back, sir. Yeah, like I think that was a good scale out right there. Like I said, this is the battleground of the 70s. Scaled half the position there. Probably the best idea, given that there was not much impulse to the upside. I'm doing well. I don't think there's anyone else here, honestly, chatting FH. So it's probably just you and I. But I'm doing good, man. How have you been? I'm glad to hear it. How's your project going around? Relaxing weekend. Yep, well, that's great. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, mine was great, man. Thanks for asking. We had a hang out with some friends and visit my mom. How about yourself, brother? Mm-mm. Really annoyed with all these terminal windows constantly running on my computer. I don't understand why there's so many. Asking for the cloud API. Oh, okay. And for everyone asking. Oh, okay. For the API, for the report. Oh. I think that like the reports I run that I have, um I have a Python script that pulls my data and then it just creates a HTML report and then it publicates it on that tab of that website. I'm not sure if that helps, but essentially like that way it's like all the data that it's pulling is local to my computer and it's just pretty much parsing it all together and then distributing it in form of an HTML file on that site or tab of your website. So that way there's no need for personal API. Let's see. So sure I waited. And it uploads it for it. Yeah, so you have to, but you have to create a Python script. So you have to tell it to create a Python script that does that. So like you say, oh, this is a great report, nice work. I have a website. It's called XYZ, whatever it's named for you. I would like to have this report that we're working on be generated in a HTML format to publicate on my website that gets refreshed automatically at whatever interval every time I want to report. It's not bad. I mean, that's pretty cheap actually. How often are you pulling the report? I would assume it's like it's a macro report, so maybe weekly, I would think. I don't know. Yeah. Get on that day today. You just have to know the interval and then the format, and then for it to push it. For your website, do you have Claude? Does it have access to your site's GitHub or whatever once a week? Yeah, that's fair. Do you have the do you have it linked to your, I don't know, what are your proposals caught also? So once a week is best. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it'd be a good, like a good Sunday report, you know, Sunday morning report or something going into the next week. Where is your site hosted? Like, are you using Vercel, Cloudflare? Has access to? Okay, there you go. It doesn't. Yeah, perfect. Then yeah, you can just tell, like, all the reports that I have on my site, I don't touch any of them. It does it all for me. I don't have to do like a manual prompt every single day. It already has a set schedule and interval, and it knows exactly when to pull it, refresh, and populate it. But it's like, it's not Claude doing it though. It's a Python script that runs on my computer through a task scheduler. It's like a bat file. That makes sense. Like the Gamma one, for example, like when I run my Gamma files, I don't run it through Claude. So I have this file that's called Gamma 0dt Gamma, and then when I click on it, it opens this window, and this is a Python script. I closed it because I'm not gonna run another one, but and so nothing's running through Claude when I'm pulling these reports. So like a Nadro scan, I have a news terminal. It's not on the screen. My trading journal, everything here like runs locally on my computer, but I had Claude create the Python script to run locally. That way I don't need Claude anymore, right? Like I'm just like, I don't want to rely on it. And then if I want to tweak or edit something or something doesn't look right, I feed it back into Claude, have it reconfigure the script, and then that's it. Go from there. Yeah, it's crazy. I can dream stuff like this. I mean, honestly, can't do, because I would never be able to do this stuff. I'm not versed in that world at all. That's crazy. Yeah, it makes a lot of things easier, honestly. It's like a total edge within itself if you just use it appropriately. No, there's one by my bed though. Inside, no? Oh. Back to 70s, and they're still. I think it's a good reversal, but we'll see. I'm hoping for one, I guess. Anything. Stinky. Well, they're reversing a little bit. I got a good fill, I guess, right near the put wall. Not bad. Ah. What? Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at them. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, I think they might be in big hole because the NQ is recovering quite well here. A lot better than I thought it would. They're coming. So if they can hold above the VWAP and PDL, this thing can get explosive, in my opinion, because there's a lot of selling that came in right off the jump this one. We'll see. We'll see. Got a lot of work to do on the NQ for it to really look like a true reversal. How many lots do I have? So I have 3. Got 1 more here. 2 left. The IB is about to be... Oh, it's already set, actually. IB is set. They do. I didn't have strong expectations when I took this long. It was very much just because of the lack of volume trading below the 62s. Like, it's good for 10 points, I guess. That's what I've been getting when I got out of it. 62 to 72. In essence, just one edge to the other of value. Nice trade. Let's start doing. Yeah, it's decent. Yeah, it's all right. And not too much stress. I didn't want to risk much. I mean, I was risking a big like 150. That's not even like my average risk is 350, so I wasn't even risking half of. Well, it was about half of what I normally would risk on any given trade. So relatively low conviction on the long, just testing it out based on the volume traded. It was mainly just a volume trade. Volume and then it probing below the current day value or low. Nobody not really getting rewarded. So I didn't have high expectations. That's why I traded it so small in terms of risk. 30 up it's already gotta be a 2 to 1. Not yet, it'll be 300, it'll be 2 to 1. We'll see. Right now it's like a 1.2 to 1 risk. But thanks. Here, this can become a better trade if this I'm open to adding if it ends up reclaiming this whole 76 area, 78 area. Just view up. This is where essentially if the move down, the impulse down is to be favored. This is where bears should show up and reject. Oh, cool. I need to move it. Cool. Leave it for now like that. I don't know what to do. I was trying to clean up. I use that space for something, but I didn't know what for. And dude, it's so quiet. I can hear the bubbling from my Celsius. It's like calling my name. I could hear. I was like, it was like sizzling. I'm like, what? Yeah, exactly. Does your coffee do that, huh, FH? Coffee do that? uh, it says drink me. You've not had enough. I mean, if it's sizzling, it's definitely probably a little too high. I've drank a little less today than I have any other day so far. It's pretty. It's more than normal by this time. So you're correct. Let's see. Two-sided on which one? The NQ or what did it turn into? The ES turned two-sided because it's above EWAP. What about the NQ? Yeah, lost a star. Short. Still short bias on NQ because it's below VWAP. And the S&P turned two-sided. So that's what I'm looking at. The structural bias turned two-sided on the S&P, holding above VWAP. And then, yeah, so we're still down on the NQ. This is the NQ one. A pretty low morning, I mean, after that dip in the morning. See if things speed up later. NQ is trying to come back into this area where it broke down from the overnight low. I just don't know if it has enough fuel to continue, right? Like, for me right now, this just looks like it's back testing the breakdown on the NQ. Right here. Got this little range here. It's currently just doing a back test. If it fails, we go lower or somewhere around here. If it holds, then it can continue to reverse back into the current month value or low. But for now, the NQ is relatively weak. It's a very weak because it's below the current month value area low. And the prior month isn't down, is all the way down there. Quite a bit away still. Doesn't give me, you know, pretty good conviction on the S&P. I mean, for me to be a bull, at least a really confident bull, I would need this to hold the 680s. 680s at least. Currently right at the battleground. This is where the battleground was earlier, where the sellers and buyers were filling and rejecting. Imbalance came here. Here, so you can clearly see that 71 is a neckline where a few rejections have already came. And then bids are coming in here. This whole area is pretty much chopped between what, 70 and 62, so 10-point spread. 10 points to long short area. My average cost is a pretty good location today, near the low side of this range. Cost basis is here near that put wall, which definitely helped out, I guess. I wasn't really referencing the put wall today, but it definitely looks like it held its ground. We haven't really tested a put wall in a long time. In a few weeks, as we traded down into a put wall. Really? Did it rain or something? Oh, wow, yeah. More. Yeah, I can see it. Really that humid out? On an open drive, the NQ has a stronger follow-through than the S&P does. So, if there's a short bias today for anyone, it's definitely going to be an easier trade to take on the NQ than it is on the S&P. Based on what I've pulled, is that when there's an open drive, NQ has a higher chance of follow-through in direction of that open drive. In this case, the open drive is down today. You had an open and it never returned towards the open. That's an open drive. So open here, and then it just hasn't come back to retest the open at all. The stat from here. This is what I'm referencing. It's open type adjustment, open type day, open drive. 65% chance follow through on S&P, 80% chance on NQ. Not chance, probability, I guess I should say, on average. As one more down, I'll just get down to one lot. Leave it here for now. Not gonna do anything else. Ideally, you want to see NQ push here and continue to trend, but it's not doing that. The assumption is NQ might want to pull back again and fail. Could fail back to the IBL. I'll put some pressure on the S&P. The Dow is doing well today, so we're looking at why the S&P is holding up pretty well. You have some value names getting bid. The YM is currently above, the Dow is currently above the overnight high, while the NQ is trading below the overnight low. That gives you that divergence we're seeing on the S to the NQ. They're holding the 70s? They are. They are. Yeah, this can break. I'm open to buying more, but it has to gotta hold above VWAP. For me to want to buy more at this point, I gotta see it hold above this area. Because from here, there's a giant potential and potential that they can squeeze back into 700. Somewhere between here, 96 through 700. If they reclaim the PDL area right here, this whole area. So I'm open to buying more, but from now, since we're below VWAP, right here, and then NQ has an 80% chance of a follow through lower, I would rather be risk off until that resolves itself. Right? From a risk management standpoint, I would rather be risk off here, lock in a green trade, and then add if positioning shows that continuation is forming. But from a risk assessment, I like the defensive approach. Hey, that was Ezra's. Oh, wait, I left one for him. Did he eat it? Oh, okay. That's so bad. That's so sad. Oh, man. Well, at least she was considerate, you know? Yeah, you have a bunch of packs there. Dang, special day only. Dang, what's gonna happen when you stop working there? I mean, yeah, but like, I'm saying, like, it doesn't. That's nice of you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of my assessment there, my thought process on why I'm scaling out this position. So we started with 6 micros, and then we scaled here at 70s, where that neutral spot where a lot of volume is filled today. Then we scaled more in your 70s, or 71. I scaled a lot, another set here at 70 again, and then I'm just holding one lot, and we'll see. Overall, the range is like somewhere like this, and so I'm just scaling near the top end of the current micro range intraday. If they come and trail me out down here, it'll still be a green trade. If it continues, then I will buy more. I'll buy more here, and then we'll target here, and then up here. Right? Because if positioning, if price ends up holding above the VWAP, the full session VWAP, my assumption is the tables have turned in terms of control. For now, I assume bear case control until proven otherwise. The VWAP is more, the full session VWAP for me is always a line in the sand for intraday control. So depending on the day, how it's shaped out to. You're trading in favor of the open drive down. You want to be trading as close as possible to the VWAP short, assuming it's going to continue lower, if that's your assumption. If you're long, then you pretty much want to unwind your longs at VWAP and see if they can reclaim it or not from a risk management standpoint, the way I approach it. And that's kind of the way I've been able to scale. It hasn't been exactly at VWAP, but it's close enough around here. I was away by like 4 or 6 points depending on my scale. See what the positioning report is today. Same area? Really? Hmm. 365. Still the same area. I'm assuming no one. Nobody? Yes. Walking it back here. Yeah, and Q, it looks like it's doing the favorable move and favorable move in direction of the open drive. We'll see if it ends up actually pulling through, breaking, flushing all the way through and through. I don't know if it can or will. If NQ ends up putting like a little higher low, then that'll give me some conviction on the S&P holding this. Dude, all these windows are annoying. I would bid here, but I just don't see. No, I'm not gonna bid here. Definitely not. Yeah, no. I would like to bid right in the same spot, but it doesn't have. There's no reactional bid here. It's still pretty slow volume. Probably. It's... No. No, because I have my headphone on. What? Back up. Massive sellers here again, right at this area, like earlier, 63, 62. What happened? You know, I'll remove this for now. Wait a minute. Why is it? Oh. Think of it. What? No. Yeah. But she said she's going somewhere. Okay, well, that's my opinion. I don't know what to say. We'll see to defend the 60s. Yeah. I mean, this is the prior week lows right here. The prior week low is what? 58, so within this area. Breaks below this and holds underneath it, then it, you know, becomes like a one time frame down, week over week. This is I just don't see enough. I don't see enough volume to. I don't see enough volume trading down here to push it below. Just kind of consolidates and reverts. So Enki's putting in the higher low that I said I would like to see it do. We'll see if it's enough for that higher low to continue and reclaim some levels on the NASDAQ. Ooh, what's that? Oh, yeah. Probably print some pictures. Do you have pictures for it in there? It has... No, what I'm saying is it has to put pictures in, right? I think the Yankee already broke last week's low. It's trading below it. Yeah. Last week's low is like 200s. Oh, it's not very nice looking on the NQ. Slow, slow, slow. NQ's holding a little bit of a higher low, but I just don't have. I don't see enough volume. I don't know. It's such a trippy. Yeah, no, I don't. If we can respect this little low, higher low area, or around here, 33. If it can somehow test his first standard deviation here and then continue back above, and that might snap back. Good. I would need it to trade here and then reclaim back above this area. Something like that. That'd be nice to give me some conviction that the NQ is going to put a definitive low for now. Bless you. Why? Oh. Nice. I wouldn't give it. I'll keep it. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If they reclaim the value right here, looks like they're doing it on some momentum. Take it back, and then we'll adjust to the IBL. There. And then we'll go here, here. I think he's putting in a higher low. Momentum's creeping a little bit on the S&P, reclaiming back the value area that got taken out. I'm going to be sizing this, just adding back what was trailed out a couple minutes ago. At this point, the IB is set. We're going to Euro close. Neither IB has been taken. It failed to probe below with meaningful volume. This is a prior week low too. Let's see if they can reclaim, push, and squeeze. Prior week lows are on here. We got a put wall and then also a value area low. This is a failed breakdown setup here of this lows. Trade back into VWAP and then from there see if they can tag the PDL. Okay, we'll bid a couple more. Keep it posted in the same spot, right? And then we'll target VWAP. And then we'll kind of monitor from there. So pretty much same trade as earlier. Probed into the value low, prior week low. And they couldn't really hold it from below. Might have just trapped some sellers. NQ put in a higher low. so far, as long as that low holds at, what is it, like the 30s, or where is it? As long as this higher low holds, I would assume, yeah, the 30s. I would assume that we can continue back into this VWAP here on NQ. Like 150s or so. We'll see. Momentum has to continue, but overall it's a slow tape. This morning was where all the volume came in and just dried up again. More. Can we do? Big road. No? Oh, and there you go. I was wrong. Hey, look at, they're squeezing, bro. They're squeezing. They're squeezing. Are they gonna film me? Oh my, oh my. There's a scale there. Let's see if it hits more. Some volume's coming in now, so the is if it works out, but I'm gonna get more of you up. Got more. 6. I'll hold the other half. Go from there. I'm gonna raise the stop because I don't want to see them hit IB anymore. Like this, yeah. Back the IB high, and then we'll hold it. A lot of sellers right there lining up right at this VWAP area. You can see here, I've been saying is bouncing off the expected low. Daily open. Okay, would be nice. Been long 64 since forever. Yeah, there's actually a lot of activity sitting there. A lot of sellers actually stepped up right here. Like I said earlier, like I wanted to see the NQ put in a higher low. It did do that right at the area. And then it's gonna come into this spot, which is this is where there's gonna be probably a lot of supply on the NQ, I would assume. Wish many profits to you, Rick. Hey man, thanks. You too. You go walk your dog yet? So we scale there, see what happens, but pretty good. Pretty good. We'll see if bulls can reclaim. That's why I always scale on the position, because I don't truly know if they're going to hold it or not. I did. Nice. Usually by the time you're back from walking the dog, enter and walk the dog. That's what I was about to say, is like as soon as you enter, you usually walk your dog, come back, and everything's worked out. Yeah, the sellers are still hitting the wire there. I don't know why I call it the wire. They're hitting the tape. They're hitting the tape. You can see they've been pretty aggressive. I scaled into that. I'm not, again, I'm operating from a very defensive area given we're trading near weekly lows from last week. Oh, pretty good overall. We got long here, scaled, scaled, scaled. I trailed down on one lot, added back, scaled, scaled, and now we're down to half the position again. Pretty good location for trading so far today. Near that put wall for some reason has been pretty decent. Where's the call wall today? Oh my, it's pretty far up there. 28, jeez. tape accelerated. It looks like it just, all it did was take out those late sellers down here, and now they're just consolidating again. Overall, it's pretty bullish, I would say, here, given that we're riding the VWAP. But they trapped a bunch of sellers here, and they squeezed them out on this push here, right into VWAP. That's always a target for me on any, if we're reverting from below, I always want to be scaling as close as possible to the VWAP. Depending on how much we're away from VWAP. Sometimes that's why I have the midnight one open, because there are instances where the midnight VWAP will be the only level that it touches on a reversal, and it won't touch the full session, because sometimes we gap down so much that we don't revisit the full session. We revisit the midnight one only. I always have them at both reference, just in case we have a large gap up, gap down. And she was getting pretty good bid, just consistently grinding up here. Yeah, it's just melting up, reclaiming those lows from pre-market or overnight. See if we can get back and hold. That'd be a nice squeeze candidate. You're gonna go right now? Okay. There's the volume delta increasing there, right into above VWAP. It's good. See if they can push this meaningfully fast. I a bit more. I want to, but I'm not going to. A little dip was to trap shorts. Yeah. Yeah. Seems like they just reeled them in below that area and then reclaimed shortly after. We're back at the PDL here. Let's get another set here at the PDL. This was the target initially. And we'll just hold one lot and trim and trail, man. Nothing else for now. See what happens. I mean, the ideal scenario here is NQ holds his view up, build some inventory here to squeeze past into the prior day close, and then that puts the S&P in a good position to come back to 700s, like 692 or so. We'll see. We're about to break the IB high. Pretty good trade there. No, I think the Strauss one's bigger. It looks like a little bigger. They look the same size, actually. Yeah. For what? Oh, okay. Yeah, that higher low was definitely a good long. I should have tried the NQ long as well here. I said earlier I wanted to see a higher low somewhere around this area. Right into view up. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. I didn't want to take extra risk today. I just didn't like the action, you know? I don't really want to be long NQ as it is imbalanced so far out from the current month value or low on an open drive day. I just don't like the risk on that, you know? But it definitely would have played out today. I don't know if that's in a... It doesn't have a high statistical trade setup to be going against the open drive, hoping that it does this exact move right now. So I think I was just comfortable not taking it because it could have failed too. It's typically when the NQ picks a direction, especially when it's so far away from a higher time frame level, it typically doesn't reverse. Higher time frame levels is current month value or low. If it reclaims all of that, oh my, massive squeeze, massive. Big squeeze, big squeeze. Pretty good long. Pretty good trade. Pretty good day. Pretty good trade. You know? City. Oh, shoot, sorry. No, just the ones. Do we have the Christmas ones? They're on the bottom right where the games are. Oh, that's the one. I don't know what it looks. Yeah. Closing the day above 85 going to be hard not to be bull. Yeah, I agree. I think anywhere between 84 and 78, it's like a spread for me because the prior week value area low is at 78, and then the Friday value area low is at 84. So anywhere within that spread of price for me is a massive reversal. Because what they did is, if you're looking at it from a higher time frame perspective, early into the week, Monday, we broke last week's low, trapped sellers, and then the next phase is reclaiming the prior week low, prior week value area low, and now the Friday session value area low. So, like, in other words, give sellers room to breathe, lower, trap. They don't hold the weekly low, they reverse on them, and bulls reclaim the value area low from last week, and then reclaim also the Friday session low, value area low. Then you have like confirmation that bulls are reclaiming structural areas after bears have failed to push back below a structural area, which is the prior week low. So we'll see how the day ends, but overall you can kind of see how bulls are taking back control zone by zone, structure to structure, if they end up doing this. The big if, but we'll see. If they reclaim the 80s into the end of the day, then the next zone up for them to reclaim is the current month value area low, which is at 711. If they get 711, then I think it's a pretty straightforward that they're coming to 750s again. That's the easiest trade I can think of for today on a higher time frame, is for them to have built support here at the 678 through 84, and then come and retest this 711 value area low, the current month value area low. That holds, then it's quite simple. We're coming back to the middle of the auction, 750. The only caveat I'd say is like we need confluence between the S&P doing that and the NQ doing that as well. The NQ is closer to its monthly value than the S&P is currently, but they both do it in tandem. It's a massive tell that we can have a big an easy layup trade. I wouldn't say it's like a massive rally, but I can see an easy layup trade where it'd be pretty simple to understand where the risk lies and where the reward lies. It'd be a clear picture trade, which you don't get too many of those often, where it's a clearly higher time frame, very simple, straightforward trade setup that can net you about 40-50 points depending on entry. Like, you don't typically get those setups that are that clean to see on any day of the week. There's very few instances where that happens. Those are the trades I don't mind sizing mask risk on. Because let's see, on the positioning report we also have I think 7, yeah. So there's the long capitulation, or where a lot of positioning is 744 through 750 on the S&P. There's a lot of delta right there at that area. It'd be like the most logical area to trade into if we fail to break lower. 744, 750. On the NQ, it is at, I have written down 363, 365. Yeah. If price can hold above 365, 375 on NQ, big risk of a short squeeze. Okay. So those are all like if scenarios. I don't know if they're going to reclaim. They have to show that conviction by holding price. Oh, this is big if scenario. I'm just kind of painting a picture for what's possible. And then using some sort of logic to kind of paint the picture, you know, with positioning and whatnot. Huh? A notebook you don't need? Okay. No. I took it out. Bye, I love you too. Yeah, that's kind of my thought process coming into the rest of the session. The invalidation for me, and I'm gonna leave the stream with this, is if price holds back below 668. Price holds back below 668 here. Then I'll definitely you know, reevaluate. But for now, what I want to see is, like mentioned, holding this value area, these two value areas above, for a squeeze into the overnight high, which is right here at 703, which is where I'll scale the rest of this trade. NQ is doing pretty decent here too on reclaiming. What's it look like on this frame? Yeah, it did pretty freaking good. I think I would be open to adding to a trade if it comes back, retests this area, and holds on the NQ. Somewhere here. I'm not sure if it wants to do that now or if it's just going to melt up all day. But yeah, I'll end the stream here. Looks like it was a good a prior week failed breakdown that happened to coincide with a put wall area. Got filled pretty good, pretty happy with the fills today so far. Got filled at 62s. Scaled, added more at 62, 65, or 64, and then scale, now runner, and go from there. Hey, thanks FH, I appreciate you being here. I'll see you on the next one, brother. Have a good rest of your day. See you, Toxie.